got some rather unfortunate news regarding Super Bowl champion for the Chicago Bears and former Chicago Bear and Chicago Bear legend Steve McMichael. He has been diagnosed with ALS. He's actually quoted on this, Nate. So I'm gonna read some of the quotes he has. He announced this. He revealed this in an interview with the Chicago Tribune. The doctors diagnosed him with ALS 3 months ago, and these are the quotes that he said. He said, and I quote, "I promise you this epitaph that I'm going to have on me now. This ain't ever how I envisioned this was going to end." And then he said, what I used to be is the antithesis of what I am now. Mongo and tribune to Alex Carras's character in Mel Brooks' 1974 comedy Blazing Saddles. This is a humbling thing, brother. That's basically what he said. Which I don't understand that whole reference, but I might have to look into it. It's part of a movie I know. But he was a five-time All-Pro Nate, drafted in the third round by the New England Patriots in 1980. But he became a Chicago Bears legend. He had 191 consecutive games, and he started on a defense from 1981 to 1993. He is the second in franchise in sacks with 92 and a half. And he had a pretty successful career, Nate, and his peers consider him as one of the smartest defensive tackles to ever play the position. And I could believe that because the words that he's saying are pretty smart words that I don't understand. But regardless, he spent his final season in the NFL in 1994 with the Green Bay Packers. But like to tell people in retirement that the only reason he signed with the Bears, bitter rival, was to steal their money and whoop their ass again, which I think is pretty funny. And the last quote he made was, and I quote, "I thought I was ready for anything, but man, this will sneak up on you like a cheap shot in Green Bay Packer," which I find pretty funny that he's. Um, but before I pass on to you, Nate, this article was written by Jeff Dickerson, ESPN staff writer. So I'll start off with you. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I wish Steve McMichael the best of luck. Obviously ALS is a very serious disease. And I'm not sure if that's one that has a cure or not, but I'm pretty sure it's
I don't
not.
think it,
But
it
yeah,
doesn't.
I don't think it does either. So it's very, very unfortunate. And I hope he pulls through, because he's 63 years old. It's very, very unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, I love how he was taking shots at the Green Bay Packers, how he was stealing their money to whoop their ass again. That's pretty funny. But it goes to show you that this guy, even though he got diagnosed with a very deadly disease, it goes to show you that he's still keeping his head high. He's appreciating every last moment he has left on the planet. And that's what we all should be doing. No, I mean, like a lot of people are worried when they get diagnosed with this, and rightfully so. You want to know what's going on, but at the same time, you don't want to worry too much. You want to live your life the best way you can. That's what he's doing. I love how he still has that sense of humor within him, and I absolutely love that out of him. Um, but yeah, Mario, no, really nothing for me to say. I'm not sure if he's inducted in the Hall of Fame, but he was a part of that Chicago Bears. He was a part of that Chicago Bears deadly defense when they won the Super Bowl. That was an absolutely legendary defense. That was a legendary team overall. And he was there for quite some time, 12 seasons. It's a long time to be with a team, especially for a defensive player. Nowadays, defensive players don't really last that long in the NFL or any player at that. But you know, I do think this guy should be a Hall of Famer. I mean, he leads the franchise, or he's second in franchise history, 92.5 sacks. My bad, but he was a part of a legendary team. He played the team for a very, very long time. I can see him making a Hall of Fame at some point or another. If I don't think he's there, is he? Is he not?
I don't believe
I
so.
don't.
I'm gonna double check.
Yeah, if
Real
he's
quick to finish up.
if he's not, then I do think he should be inducted. But if so, then I do apologize. But because the article doesn't say if he's in the Hall of Famer or not. But yeah, Mario. Like I love how even though he got diagnosed with this, he's still keeping his head high. He still has a sense of humor, and I absolutely love that out of him. And that's the attitude I feel like a lot of people should have. I'm not saying don't be worried, but at the same time, don't be completely worried. But yeah. With that being said, I wish Steve McMichael the best of luck. I hope he can pull through. Yeah, and I'll pass on to you, Mario.
Right. A couple more details I want to mention. Steve McMichael, he has like a special wheelchair because he can't move his arms no more, and his legs have weakened tremendously. They said in the article. And the one thing that I gotta respect the Chicago Bears on is that they have paid for that expenses of that wheelchair. So I gotta give them a lot of credit. They might be my rivals, but that is absolutely a
Yeah,
very humble thing to
yeah,
do.
it is.
Absolutely have a lot of respect for that. The other thing I want to mention, Nate, was he was a professional wrestler as well.
Wait, in the WWE?
Uh, WCW, it looks like
Nah,
back when the WCW was a thing, but he was
that's
a
lit.
professional wrestler as well, which I think is kind of cool.
That is pretty cool.
Um, but yeah, Nate, you know what? It is very unfortunate that he's got to deal with ALS. You know, the most notable athlete that has ALS that I can think of is Steve Gleason, the former special teamer for the New Orleans Saints. That's the one I think of when it comes to my mind. But yeah, ALS is a very very it's a very unfortunate and sad disease. You know, it just takes over your body like with time, and there's nothing you can really do about it. And it is really unfortunate. And that is one of the biggest diseases that I wish there was a cure for. I wish they found a cure for because I feel like that cure could really save millions of lives. And it is unfortunate, you know. But again, right now he is he understands the situation. You know, I'm glad that he still has like a very kind soul. He has like that very happy-go-lucky soul. You know, he's still very. Again, I think he's a pretty funny guy, a very intelligent guy. I can tell by the words that he was using. And it is very unfortunate. You know, it's very unfortunate to see NFL legends like Steve McMichael go through these types of things. And I absolutely agree, he should be in the Hall of Fame. You know, 5-time All Pro, second in Chicago Bears franchise history with sacks with 92 and a half. Yeah, and they spent over a decade in the NFL. So I mean, when you really look at it, he should definitely be in the Hall of Fame, you know? And I think that is definitely a case that they should make. So again, like you said, there's not a lot to talk about with the situation. You know, I'm wishing Steve McMichael the best of luck, you know, praying for him and his family. And again, best of luck to Steve McMichael. And I hope someday that we get to see him in the NFL Hall of Fame for what we should remember, for what we should know him as, which is an NFL Hall of Famer and just a great guy in general.